Right, this is about how all our schools are run by homosexual paedophiles. Right, they like little boys of 5 years old, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9, 10. Right now, because of this, social services would close down any institution that is led by a homosexual paedophile. And then the head teacher is a homosexual paedophile. I know him. He sexually abused me. I was 5 years old. He's into hardcore homosexual sex with little boys, and he's the head school teacher. Right, so the kids need to be removed by our new King's Council, right, and social services and child protection services would remove anyone in the vicinity of a gay paedophile group and community, such as all your schools. So I'm creating the King's Council, which is led by King John and King Jumbo, and I'm Jumbo's grandson, John's son, and we are the King's Council, and that we are all the councils. We head the councils, and they have to work accordingly. And what we're doing is we are social workers, child protection services, dealing with domestic abuse and kids in dire trouble that need help that can't be seen uh, with the naked eye. There's more problems involved in kids' lives these days than can be seen with the naked eye, and that it's very detrimental to them. And it's our job as social workers for our King's Council to spot this and take kids away from homosexual paedophiles, no girls allowed, violently abusing both of those sexes, violently assaulting them uh, with no care, for the fact that they have children's rights and not allowed to be beaten up. Right, so the schools are run by homosexual paedophiles, and we're now recruiting the King's Council's people, which is the civilian domain of England and the Queen's countries, America and Russia and Europe, and for the King's Council to become social workers and child protection services, and deal with the problem at the schools, colleges, and also the schools own the nightclubs and pubs and hotels. Okay, so Jay, he is the sex abuser, head teacher, and he wrote the school curriculum, right? And he's a boys group into little boys, and no girls allowed. He violently abuses the girls and women, and he's the head teacher. All right, so these schools under child protection services must get cancelled, and then the kids withdrawn and put into the care system, because they can't be around people like that. That's irresponsible. And if it's taxpayers' money paying for this gay paedophile group to be around all the kids and extract the boys and exit the girls, is what they're doing. They're ruining, and the schools are full of torture for both boys and females, only because they're heterosexuals, and that their parents are heterosexuals. And currently, the schools are mocking women and transsexuals, and then they're chopping their dick off. This is what schools are doing, run by the gay community, a gay paedophiles group. Homosexual paedophiles are running all the schools and the head teacher. Right, so the new King's Council and social services must get involved and cancel all of that and take and withdraw, just like child protection services are doing, taking hundreds of kids every week off their mothers. This is what's going on right now, because there's something to do with pedophilia going on. Right, there's an accusation going on there. So this is the same for all schools and colleges. Right, so now about the head of schools, well, it's Jay, right? Now, he's also working with Judd, who's half his age. He's about 50, Judd, 55. Right, so now, Judd, when he was 11 years old, I was laying next to him, and Judd is working with Jay, and they are head of the school's head teacher, actually also head of the Law Society and psychiatry. So Jay's head of psychiatry, head Doctors Association, right, and they're all the lawyers and head judges. It's a very prominent group. So now their main guy is also called Judd, a Northern Irish terrorist, right? And they are a gay group, a gay paedophiles group, no girls allowed. Now, there was one time when I was with Judd, we were about 11 years old. Now, actually, I was 11, Judd was about 10, and he was lying next to a girl who was about 10 years old, 11 years old. All right, so Judd was then snogging this girl. I was lying next to Judd when they were doing this. I was 11 myself. Now, Judd was snogging this girl, and he was also fingering her, and we were in the middle of Hampstead Heath in a public area. Okay, so that's the head of the schools. He now heads the schools. All right, so he's also head of the A group, bodybuilders, and they call themselves the A group. All right, extreme bodybuilders. All right, everyone else is too slim and getting killed off. Apparently, we're into sex and women, and they're always shouting the word paedophile. All right, so now the A group are led by Judd Charlton, actually, and Jay. Jay's a gay paedophiles group running the schools. He's working with Judd Charlton, who's lying, having open sex in open air in the middle of Hampstead Heath when he's 11 years old, and she is about 10 years old. I was 11 years old and lying next to them both. He was fingering her and snogging her. He's the head of the Law Society, head of the schools. So at that time, the Queen's people, who are really angry at Judd, who they don't like Judd, they know he's a liar. He's also the Law Society 18 sex laws. All right, so they hate him, the Queen's people. He's a liar, and he's especially targeting the women, making them homeless after calling them whores. That's what Judd's doing. Head of the Christian Church as well, head of psychiatry, head of the schools. All right, now the Queen's people are running all the fashion industry, and they created rah-rah skirts. And this is about Judd and his 10-year-old girlfriend, him fingering and snogging her in the open for about an hour. Very long time, right? And I was lying next to them. Judd was with a girl. She was 10 years old. Judd was 11 years old. And we're having it right off there. Judd is the head of the A group. Rah-rah skirts is R-A, rah. R-A, rah. Rah-rah skirt. Right, so the Queen's people are going talking about the school kids. And that rah-rah skirts is for school kids. Right, because it's telling them that about the head of the school, telling the school girls about the head teacher, who is Judd. And Ra, he likes fingering young girls of 9, 10 years old and snogging them for a very long time. Like, out in the open, everyone can see. He doesn't mind. So that's your head teacher and the story behind the rah-rah skirts, right? Now, also, I lay next to Judd when he was doing this. He's the head of the Northern Irish people, Northern Irish men, not the women, right? Head of the Africans, head of the Pakistanis, right? Judd is heading the immigrants, the boat immigrants, and Judd is into little girls, 10 years old, yet he's bringing the boat immigrants to call the British women whores to kill them. That's his intention. Right, so he's very disturbed, right, this guy. Judd is the head of the A group, and he's the head of all the girls out there, and he's called the dad to all the girls out there. But he claims to not be a paedophile when he is a paedophile. Classic paedophile he is. Mostly homosexual pedophilia, making lots of homosexual porn and images. And then also this incident in the middle of the Heath, Hampstead Heath in London. There he is, fingering a girl, snogging her. She's 10 years old. Right? He's Northern Irish, a Northern Irish terrorist, working for Wales as well. Right? So Judd is the dad to all the women, and he is also the 18 sex laws. He's taught the women to dislike sex throughout their lives, not only before they're 18. He's created Singleton Britain, no people are together. Right? He has destroyed this country, specifically targeting the women, trying to make them homeless after calling them whores. He's calling Jumbo's England whores because Jumbo had a cool girlfriend. And now Judd is bringing in immigrants and Pakistanis and sex grooming gangs to attack British women and calling them whores. Yet he is the inspiration behind rah-rah skirts with 10-year-old girls. So the Pakistanis are attacking our girls after calling them whores. Well, it's actually Judd who's sex grooming little boys and girls. You can't blame the kids for that. Right, so Judd instigated the sex with this girl when he was 10 and 11 years old. Now, so Judd is working with the Germans and they're attacking England and they're using the 18 sex laws and any sign of promiscuity within England, then there's a war in England. Right, and Churchill, he said that Germany is still here, is here in the UK now. That's what he said. This is his last few words in his few speeches before he died. He said the Germans are here in the UK after the Second World War, and that's the new frontier of the war, he said. All right, so he means the schools are run by German homosexual paedophiles from Berlin. All right, they're witches, right? They lie, they're the trickster, and they're working with Africans who's their homosexual boyfriend. England is too slim for them, so now they're immigrating everything to do with homosexual pedophilia, and that includes mass African immigration and all the Pakistanis too that are psychopaths doing a lot of homosexual violence right now. The homosexuals kicking off with serious violence at the British girls and at heterosexual England. Right, so Judd is also Disney. So Disney used to be owned by the art world, but then I think in the 90s it got taken over by non-artists. And now Disney's not about the art world and it has no real art in there. And it's become extremely corrupt. And it's actually owned by the chicken shops, your dark Indian corner shops, Pakistanis, Saudis. They are also the gay communities, the A group, bodybuilders, Jack the Ripper, Ian Huntley gangs, and the Pakistani sex gangs. They all own Disney. Yeah, they do, and it's all changed now. See, there's no art in there. They're anti-art world. They're a piss attack. They're piss drinkers. Right, so they're given this destination for the beautiful women out there, Frozen, where she's made homeless by the Pakistanis that own all the properties in Britain, also in America, and they won't allow any British or Americans to enter property anymore. That's why there's mass homelessness. Disney has a toy shop, and they're selling toys called Adorable Toys. They mean adorable girls getting shown the door, made homeless, frozen with freezing weather, and frozen to death because Disney's kicked her out. Disney's the gay communities, homosexual paedophiles that are running all the schools. Right? Now they're run by Judd Charlton, who is the inspiration by Rara Skirt. So the reason that Disney is adoring the beautiful girls is because Jumbo, King of England and America, Russia and Europe, he dated a cool girl. He was also married to a woman dancer, a model dancer called Betty, and she didn't mind. and he was engaged to a cool girl, Jumbo, and now all the girls in throughout the Queen and King's countries are getting attacked by the gay communities, homosexual paedophiles, strictly no girls allowed. That means no Jumbo, and all the girls are getting killed and brutally treated by Disney. They are adorable toys. So they're attacking and targeting adorable girls. And then this Disney is also all the schools. Okay, so they are homosexual paedophiles uh, put in the door to all the beautiful schoolgirls out there. All right, so I'm the head of the King's Council because my dad is King John, and in recovery, we've got to do something with the King's Councils, and people are going to start working for the King's Council as interim social workers, key workers, anybody with any nursing intentions and wants and skills to get involved too, and help the kids out there that are being adored by Disney, adorable toys, beautiful girls getting made homeless. That's their intentions, and that's the reality that we're living in. Unless we do something about this, we can't allow that to carry on. That is so lethal. I mean, even the worst criminals in the prisons in America would find this disgusting because it affects so many beautiful girls out there when Disney says adorable toys. Right, so they're also all the schoolgirls. Right, so now as the King's Council, I'm also a knight because my dad, King John, is a knight, and he made me a knight too. And we're above the police, and we're recovering our country. As you can see, it's under a dire attack by the schools, homosexual paedophiles, witches from Germany. Churchill says that Germany is still in the UK, right? And then they're killing us. There's a Holocaust going on. They're doing it subtly in a different way. All right. So the kids these days have got obesity, right? They never used to have that until the German witches came along, right? And they created the Holocaust as well, right? So now, as the King of England, he's a knight. He made me a knight too. I'm his eldest son, and we're recovering our country, and we have to take the kids away from this school curriculum, which is a no girls allowed group led by five homosexual paedophiles, the 550-year-old club. Child protection services won't allow it, nor will social workers, and nor will we, nor do I. Right now, this is violent abuse to little boys as well, not just sex, anal applications and influences and grooming. It's what's going on in those schools. Right, so we now need to take the kids away from an area that says no girls allowed. That is what the schools are, and they must be removed by the King's Council. That is a legitimate council running throughout this country, alongside all the kings and queens in the lineage of the history of the royals and the kings and queens in England. So it goes back a long time. It's been around a long time, and it's still here, but currently it needs to be revamped. It's been destroyed and stamped on by Disney, by the extreme bodybuilders, they're the gay communities, KFC shops, chicken shops, the Dark Indians, they're the A group, psychiatry, and the German witches. Churchill said we've got to get rid of them. Look what they might do here in England. Well, let's look what they're doing. These schools and homosexual paedophiles are working with the Africans. They've done the Southport murders and the Nottingham murders. And they killed Maddie McCann. And the head teacher, Judd, boasted that he ate Maddie McCann. He's running those schools out there. All right, so, and he's also head of Disney, and they're putting a door to all the beautiful girls. So we need to recoup and recover. We need to take these girls away from the schools. They're illegal. Child protection services won't allow it. They're currently taking hundreds of kids every week because of some accusation of pedophilia or any kind of misabuse of parenting. pedagogue, right? So Disney, we know, runs the schools and also child protection services, and they stamp in on the Real King's Council, which has become almost null and void, but not if it comes back. And it's the civilian people, the residents of the England that are the King's Real King's Council, volunteers and civilians, and were also known as the streets. So all the street fates and the residential people and tenants, the tenancy people, we are the King's Council and can randomly work at any place where we find this available, where we can help people out, help these kids out, help society out. Because our country has been demolished, as Churchill said, by the Germans that are still in the UK. And that these Germans are also hated in Germany, right? Because the German homosexuals have Africa as their dad and Judd as their dad, who is the guy who's fingering a girl and she's 10 years old, and yet he goes around killing other girls, calling them whores, like Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. Okay, also a whole load of murders that are going on. Anne Bowman, Jill Dando, Princess Diana was called a whore and then killed by this group, the head of the schools. Right now, the Queen's people, the opposing side, who are being attacked, being called a whore by the A group running the schools, homosexual paedophiles group. They became Jack the Ripper. Right, so Jack the Ripper is actually really the A group and Judd, and the Jack the Ripper is not the real Jack the Ripper. It's somebody else that's gone to jail for the crimes, because Judd is an icon of the gay communities, so he got away with it, and they put in somebody else instead. Somebody called Sutcliffe. Judd knows a girl called Sutcliffe from school. They're targeting her. All right, so Peter Sutcliffe is not the real killer. It's Judd, and he was fingering a girl when he was 11 years old. She was 10 years old. They were out in the open. They were there for over an hour, snogging and fingering. He was fingering her, right? And I was lying right next to them. I was the same age as them, right? Okay, so now some more information. Well, Judd is the A group, and he's seen as the dad to all the women, girls, and guys out there, right? But yet he's the 18 sex laws, brutally killing and beating up and emphasising the death of heterosexual people. So he's very confused, as you can see, right? And he hasn't been chosen as the A group, head of or the dad to all the women and guys out there. If you look at Madness, there's a band that went to my school, are a little bit older than me, and they said that I'm the dad. And then they said they know I have a girlfriend since I was 11 years old called Pilgrim, and we were both about 11, and she's the most beautiful girl you could ever meet in the whole world. I was the luckiest guy, and we started dating when she was 11 years old, and it's before before I was lying next to Judd. So I was already involved in a relationship myself, and she's a stunning girl called Pilgrim, and the band Madness just sung a song about this, about us, me and Pilgrim, and it's called "It Must Be Love." It's actually about me and Pilgrim has chosen me to be the dad and not Judd, nor the homosexual paedophiles that are running the schools, the head teacher. Right, so on Pilgrim's side, she's the head of the Essex Girls family. Right, she's very beautiful, a really cool girl, very educated as well, politically very sound. She's not a racist. She's very equity for all people. She doesn't believe in a slave trade system that subdues the blacks. She doesn't believe in that. All right, so we're being attacked by an African group that invented slavery, for fuck's sake, and they can't stop attacking us. Right, so they're also they are the councils. These gay paedophiles group are the councils, and Africans and Pakistanis in the councils, and they're the sex grooming gangs. right? But then that sex grooming gang is nothing but homosexual psychopathy. They're abusing the girls, not having sex with them. Emphasis is on the abuse. All right, so and that why they're doing that, because homosexuals are calling them whores. Homosexual groups like Judd Charlton, Northern Irish, and he's fingering a girl aged 10 years old, and no one's worried about it, especially not him. So, as the King's people, and also a knight, I'm recruiting people to become social workers and child protection services and take people into the Cinnamon Care Project. Cinnamon Care Project has 5 precedents of procedure, and they've all got to be kind and caring. And that's all you need to do, and times 5. And this is for all the people that get taken in to the Cinnamon Project, which aims to recover the kids out there, the girls, the guys, the males, and all the women in domestic abuse, for instance, caught up in this homosexual paedophile Disney Dorable attack. Because it also includes women in their middle ages who can't get out of their accommodation because the Disney have made it impossible for her to move. No one can move around anymore from one property to another. Can't be done anymore like it used to in the 70s. You can't do that anymore because Disney is Dorable toys. Lock the door, not allowed to move from one place to another. In fact, you're going to be made homeless. So the King's Council, which is run by Jumbo and also run by me, I had a girlfriend when I was 11. I also had another girlfriend when I was 7 at school called Kate McIntosh. She became the dancing queen. She was 7, I was 8, and the band ABBA called her the dancing queen at 17. So now I'm the king and a knight, and also I hold the sex laws. It's not Judd. Judd's holding the sex laws at 18. Really, he means 25, right? Or it's even worse, more like 30, 38. He's really into Singleton Britain, whereas I had my first girlfriend when I was 7, and then also 11 got engaged to Pilgrim, and we're now engaged couple still. So, um, Madness, the band had said that Pilgrim had chosen me to be the dad to all the women out there, and to all the guys out there, and to all the dads out there, and to all the mums out there, and to know that I'm a free-minded person, not weighted down by falsities that are mostly about sex subjects. I'm interested in lots of subjects, and I focus on that all the time. I don't let people bring me down because of some sex stuff, which they have a weakness in, something called penis envy. Judd has penis envy. He is attacking everyone who's into heterosexuality. He has penis envy syndrome. He's also a liar, a psychopath, and the real Jack the Ripper. And he was fingering girls aged 10 years old on Hampstead Heath. I was lying right next to him. The brilliant song by Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars, where he says, uh, lay down next to me. Uh, he talks about laying down, and that he means when I was laying down next to Judd, who was fingering a girl of 10 years old, and they're stolen the car companies and also the banks. Also, they head the schools as well after calling the Queen's people all whores, because King Jumbo, married a call girl, and now he's had the banks and car industry stolen off him, and the schools, and all the properties. All right, and Disney. Jumbo was also very much involved in Disney. Jumbo was also the author and the commissioner of the film Wizard of Oz. He's an old man, right? So the Wizard of Oz is my granddad Jumbo, and he loves Dorothy. And all the wars that have gone on ever since after that came the Second World War and then all the wars against Dorothy, like AC Demolition did 9/11 and the 7/7 bombings. They're also Disney. They also run in the schools. So there's very much the need for Jumbo's people. That includes uh, uh, all the King and Queen's people that are now led by me to be mature and a decent person and to believe in equity and stop being so childish when it comes to sex and to support us and recover our country. We must not allow the gay paedophiles, no girls allowed, to dominate anywhere anymore from now on. So the Knight that also supports the Queen, and the Queen's company's created rah-rah skirts talking about Judd and little young girls. Well, the Knight is also the created the rah-rah skirts, and we're telling and know what's really going on with the dad to all these girls, and we're going to just make them realise this, and that life need not be so miserable. Judd is a liar. He is a double crosser. He has double crossed the girl that he was fingering, and she is being rejected fully. No, we're not going to do that on our side. We don't do that. We're going to encourage all types of activities, not only sex, but also intimacy, affection, education is a big one. Right. So now Rara Skirt is actually also led by the Knight, and who we know what these girls' real dad is all about, and therefore these girls are wearing and should be always wearing a Rara skirt. We're here fingering the A group that are head all the schools. Well, those are trans schools, and the A group are mocking transsexuals right now in all the schools, and then chopping and castrating young boys. Now, this is done by the gay communities that are doing that. They're attacking anything to do with women and girls. The gay communities are no girls allowed, and they're running the schools. So for transsexuals to be abhorrent to all that's going on right there, and get involved and put our people, our country, our people and civilians into the Cinnamon Project, which I'm franchising to all the transsexuals to run Cinnamon projects all over the country. Song Chasing Cars, where it says, uh, if you lay down with me next to my head, they're talking about me being the head of the Irish people, and especially the Irish women. And I'm laying down next to Judd, who's Northern Irish men, and he's fingering a 10-year-old in the open in a Hampstead Heath. And yet he is killing and organising Ian Huntley gangs, calling young girls whores and killing them. Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman was murdered by Judd Charlton's group. Judd Charlton's connected to a street called Huntley Street, and that's why they picked out the name Ian Huntley. Again, Ian Huntley probably didn't do the murders. It was probably done by Judd Charlton, who's been fingering young girls like he likes prostitutes. Yet later on, he's the real Jack the Ripper too. When he's 13 years old, he became Jack the Ripper. So I've done some articles on this. They're quite long and detailed, and it gives you a lot of evidence that Judd is the real Jack the Ripper too. Now, he runs all the schools, and currently he's attacking transsexuals and chopping their dick off, which is the ultimate insult to women as well, because transsexuals are created to protect women, and that the transsexuals are in disguise to mix amongst the enemy, the gay communities, and cut their throat. Right, so the transsexuals, I need them to be recruiting with us, and you can make money buying and selling your captives inside the Cinnamon Project that aims to keep them alive, keep them well and safe, and that Judd is planning to is calling all the girls out there in England and America and everywhere and Russia. He's calling them all whores and then killing them all, and then forcing them to mix with Africans because they're whores, which is what they're calling the white women. Yet Judd is organising all of that, and then he's also discarded his girlfriend. He was fingering her. He was organising that. He was lying and having sex with her in the open. I was lying right next to them. Right, so transsexuals to get involved, and recovery, Operation Recovery, and I'm a knight, and I need people to get in contact with me, and get together, and how we'll hold some meetings. We can talk more about the details here, and there's a lot of details. And we're above the police. We're Operation Recovery. We can't be arrested, and I'm looking for all types of people to work for us, and we now need people who are interested in porn, for instance, would be a good group to look after girls who are being brutally treated at the schools and then siphoned down a funnel that takes them straight to Africa where they have to mix with them too. Right, so it's very brutal. It also includes brutally treating the Jamaican people as well, and also brutally treating the African women as well. So they can all get involved too in taking the people away from the schools led by homosexual paedophiles. Child Protection Services wants to close any institution like that. It's a fact. We all know that. So we're now recruiting social services, child protection services, all types of assistance for Jumbo's England. So if you're into girls in rah-rah skirts, just like I love them, and girls wearing rah-rah skirts, well, it's actually about Judd Charlton that was fingering a girl and snogging her for over an hour. She was about 10 years old, and Judd was about 11. He's also the dad to all the women out there. He's called the main dad, and it's a competition between him and me. I'm a knight. He's not a knight. He's just a con artist from Northern Ireland, and he shouldn't be. People I know say he should never have been born, right? Because he's also the 18 sex laws that brutally kills young girls like Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman, Maddie McCann. Judd said he ate her. All right, so to oppose all of that, those that love girls and women and the rah-rah skirt, well, please join us and get some of what you want, and take the country out of the doldrum that it's in right now, put in there by people who've got sewage in their brains. They're not thinking for British people ever at all, especially not British girls or women. And we also need women to get involved, and to oppose the homosexual paedophiles running the schools and to recruit as child protection services and assistance for the King's Council, and then to take your captives and sell them to other people into cinnamon projects that looks after them in a 5-point care plan. Okay, over and out.